Don't win a final of a Grand Slam with your technique. You win it with your mind and your heart. Here, CoCo was superior. I think it was both Sabalenka losing the final and CoCo winning it. But what is interesting, when she makes those comments, I gave her the final, if it was Iga in final, she would have won. It means that she's trying to deny the mental aspect of the game. CoCo's greatest achievement during that match, it is she stayed composed from the first point to the last one, didn't show anything, she stayed focused, she was ready to fight whenever there was one little opening. It's a Grand Slam final. So there is a big emotional part for everyone. Being able to deal with your emotions is part of what makes you victorious or not. CoCo was 10 times better than Sabalenka at dealing with her emotions. And fighting spirit, it's another level. I don't see anyone like her, not one. At some point, Aryna didn't want to miss anymore. She started to slow down. And when she slowed down, CoCo stepped in and boom, started to attack her. So CoCo gave her zero option. Her disappointment brought this unfortunate comment. And she clearly regretted it.
Are you not ashamed of yourself? Are you not embarrassed? This is really embarrassing.
Hello everyone, it's QueenVLionz back to you with another video. This video pertains to the controversy surrounding the #1 player of the WTA's comments about the #2 player in the WTA, CoCoGauff, who recently won the French Open by beating the #1 player in 6-7, 6-2, 6-4 on June 7th, 2025. Now with this win, CoCoGauff earned her 10th title, second major title following the US Open in 2023. It should be noted, out of their 11 matchups, CoCoGauff has won 6. After the match, both players gave their interviews. Now you will listen to the partial audio by Sabalenka, and I will read her apology after persons on social media and commentators criticized her statements, and then I will give you CoCoGauff's response, and then I will give my commentary.
Really tough matches, really incredible players, and yeah, I played definitely better level than in the final. It was really, honestly, the worst tennis I played in the last I don't know how many months, and the conditions were terrible, and she simply was better in these conditions than me, and I think it was the worst final I ever played.
Do you think there was a momentum shift in the first set, because you started the match really well? You led 4-1. What happened at 4-1? Do you think that CoCo got better or the conditions got tougher?
Yeah, I think it was more windy and got more windy, and also I think I was over emotional, and I think today I didn't really handle myself quite well mentally, I would say. So basically that's it. The past 2 weeks I played really tough matches, making unforced errors. Like, I don't know, I have to check the statistics. I think she won the match not because she played incredible, just because I made all of those mistakes from, like, if you look from the outside, kind of like from an easy balls.
But is it harder because it's the final of the Grand Slam? I mean, these events are so much bigger than
yeah, that
else.
hurts. I mean, especially when you've been playing really great tennis during the whole week. You know, you've been playing against a lot of tough opponents, Olympic champion Iga, you know, and then you go out and you play really bad. Like, I don't know, I think if Iga would win me another day, I think she would go out today and she would get the win. It just, you know, like, yeah, it just hurts. Honestly, it hurts. Like, been playing really well, and then in the last match, go out there and perform like I did. That hurts.
After the interview went viral, Sabalenka then had to post an apology for her statements. She stated in part, "Yesterday was a tough one. CoCo handled the conditions much better than I did, and fully deserved the win. She was the better player yesterday, and I want to give her the credit she earned. You all know me. I'm always going to be honest and human in how I process these moments. I made over 70 unforced errors, so I can't pretend it was a great day for me. But both things can be true. I didn't play my best, and CoCo stepped up and played with poise and purpose. She earned that title, respect. Time to rest, learn, and come back stronger. Now I will also play CoCoGauff's response to Siyabonga's initial response after the match with Robin Roberts on GMA, and I will give my commentary.
Try my best to give the best possible chance for me to go out there and win that match.
Yeah, I heard you said that your dad said before the match, he was talking to you and said, just give yourself an opportunity. Just
Yes.
keep giving yourself an opportunity. Your mom said the same thing. Don't have to tell you, there was a lot of criticism. Your opponent, Sabalenka, her comments right after the match, pretty much saying it was because she played poorly instead of praising your play, because you're both playing in windy conditions. You're both facing that. And you've played her several times, and she did walk it back a bit the next day and did give you credit and said you played with a lot of purpose and poise. You've played her several times. Just what was your take on the comments that she made?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I know she was probably a bit emotional after that match, and it was a tough loss. But honestly, when I stepped on the court, I was aware of the win. We both practiced with the roof closed, so I honestly wanted the roof to be closed before the match because my quarterfinal in semi was closed, and I thought I was playing good tennis. But when I found out it was open, I saw how windy it was on the court. I knew that it was going to be an ugly win. And yeah, whenever you play in windy conditions, if you play tennis, you know it's not going to be a perfect day on a windy court. So I knew that going in. And yeah, I mean, after that, I was a little bit surprised, but about the comments and everything. But like, I'm gonna give her the benefit of the doubt. I'm sure it's just an emotional day, emotional match. And yeah, every time I play Aryna, she's a fighter. She's a tough opponent. I think we're like 6-5 on the head-to-head,
Yes.
so it's very close. But yeah, I think, you know, I had to force her to play that way and make a lot of balls and put those balls in the court. So yeah.
Oh, well, very proud of how you handled it with such grace. And I follow you on Instagram like many do, and you're so uplifting. And there was something that you put. You said, I learned having doubt into your head is impossible to escape, but not impossible to overcome. And
These are my thoughts. Sabalenka is ranked #1 in the world. Being ranked as the #1 player in the W Tennis Association, it is expected that you should be playing your best game under harsh conditions. Am I right or am I wrong? Number 2, you both were playing under harsh conditions, both you and CoCoGauff. The difference is CoCoGauff adapted to the environment, remained calm, understood the assignment, and got the win, which was her second Grand Slam title. Instead of you congratulating her, even though we know that you were upset that you lost, at least it would have given fans a chance to giving you grace. But instead, you tried to undermine not only the brilliance but the win of CoCoGauff by even insinuating that the person that you beat in the semifinals, had they beaten you in the semifinals, that they would have beaten CoCo last week. Now make that make sense. And the unmitigated gall for you to go into that post-interview and state CoCoGauff won the match, not because she played incredible, but because I made all of those mistakes. the undertone of your dismissiveness of this athlete who you are competing with. She is not a low-ranking player. She's the number 2 player in the world. You are number 1. You guys had 11 matchups, and CoCo has won 6 of those matchups. 6. And you've won 5. And for you to dismiss her ability, her mentality to give it her all, and then to act as if she was beneath you, tells me everything that I need to know about you. And honey, this is not the first time you see something about social media. The internet never forgets anything. And how you conducted yourself, not only this year, but back in 2023 after that first loss to CoCo, again tells me everything that I need to know about you. And at this point in your career, you are number 1. CoCo is number 2, yes. But you could have handled yourself in a better position. You are the number 1 player in the world. All you could have said was, I did not do my best. Congratulations to CoCo because she earned this win. And I am going to regroup, refresh, and come back. That's all. Nobody's asking you to do anything extra. And I know for a fact that her team told her, you better put out that apology. You better put out that apology, because persons outside of tennis was picking up this story. Because again, your interview went viral because of your dismissiveness of this athlete who happens to be a 21-year-old black woman who just gave you another whooping. But this time it was on clay, on your turf. Persons need to understand that when someone is dismissing your ability, your qualification, it's not something for you to be upset about. You should understand that persons did not believe that we were even supposed to be the best of the best, creme de la creme. So for this young woman to come out and adapt to these harsh conditions and force you into 2 more sets and then beat you? Come on. We all know what you are trying to say. But CoCo handled herself as a queen and acted accordingly, because at the end of the day, she's this year's French Open champion. And she walked away with a $2.9 million check. So checkmate. And for anyone who's watching this video, understand that there are persons out here who are undermining your intelligence, your bravery, your ability to adapt under harsh conditions. CoCo was made for this moment. And instead of you congratulating her in this moment, you took it upon yourself to dismissing her and thinking that people weren't gonna pick up on it. And persons are still commentating on what you said, because even in her quote-unquote apology, it also seemed dismissive. Talking about both can be true. You lost because you were not adapting to the conditions. And instead of acknowledging that portion, you again are still undermining CoCoGauff's win. I saw the shade. I read the shade. Okay? But I'm glad that Coco gave that response. And it was so beautifully executed. I don't know who's on Coco's PR team, but they are doing a phenomenal job. That's how you handle someone who's trying to dismiss your wins. I not only beat her on the clay, but I got the money and now the extra fanfare coming my way because of how I'm handling your defeat. We all know that CoCoGauff is that girl. So keep evolving and showcasing to us on how champions handle obstacles. Understand that Black excellence never expires, it inspires, without apologies or hesitation. Congratulations again to CoCoGauff as this year's 2025 French Open champion, to your family and team, and we are cheering you on as you capture your next title. And as always, please be safe out here. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.